The organization that put this on is called This Is Texas.
Oh, nice.
Right.
David Ahmed, right?
Yes, AMAD.
Awesome. And how long have your organization been intact?
A couple of weeks.
God bless Texas.
It got put together for this rally. Come on, let's walk.
Yeah.
It got put together for this rally, and we had on the one side we had Quan LX calling us a bunch of racists, trying to stir it up from that direction. On the other side, we had a group of white supremacist jackasses come out here, try to stir it up from that side, and we just weren't having any of them.
Yeah, because I heard those almost abroad. One dude almost got choked out.
That was different. That was a guy. I don't think he was a white supremacist because I never heard him say a racial thing. He was just kind of a weirdo. And
no, he was chanting.
now somebody said he said something about Jewish people and something about Mexican people. Is something I don't know. But when I got there, he was just talking odd. If I hadn't known better, I'd have thought he was drunk or high. I mean,
He might have been.
He could have been. Could have been. I'm sure there were a few people out here. Let's get out of the sun.
Yeah, not a problem.
That bench right there.
Oh, perfect.
We'll go get it. Anyway, this event was about preserving Texas history, not erasing history in the name of political correctness just to make some people feel better. And that's it.
How do you think that they can erase history in terms of a statue? Because I mean, people say, well, the memories will always be in the minds of the people and the hearts of the
Hitler did
people.
it by burning books.
But here's the deal. People come to Hermann Park now, they see that, they go, huh, who's that? Oh, that's Sam Houston. Oh yeah, I remember about him. If that statue's not there, people come to Hermann Park, they see nothing, they ask no questions, and they forget about him eventually. So that's simple.
Absolutely right, because I am a history teacher right now for summer school, and
Really?
yes, I mean I'm doing U.S. history, and it's one part we don't talk about African Americans, and they don't know that the majority of black people actually don't reside in the United States, in North America. It's actually, in the Western Hemisphere. It's actually in Brazil. And
Really?
Yeah, it is. That's a fact. No, that is a fact. And
There's more black folks in Brazil than in America.
yes, because that's where most of the slaves were actually sent. If you actually look at the slave ships.
Well, history. I enjoyed
Yes.
history. It was one of my favorite subjects, and I do remember something about South American sugar plantations and things like that. So that makes sense.
yes, because sugar plantations were just as big as the cotton plantations. But let's get back to the statue, okay?
Give me just.
Oh,
one
sorry,
second.
that's no problem.
Yes, I am.
Okay, I'm sorry. Now we're talking back about the statue, right?
Yes.
Okay, so why do you think it's important to preserve this part of history, or is it just all part of
history.
Texas history?
All history. All Texas history, all American history. The good, the bad, and the ugly. From the good, you can celebrate it, and Sam Houston did some good stuff. It's called Texas, Texas. Sam Houston also did some things that I wouldn't do. So say that. Be honest about that. But from the good, you celebrate it.
Yes.
From the bad, you fix it. From the ugly, you learn what not to do. That's it.
Because it's human flaws. I mean, human mistakes we all make.
Right. And what's the only way to correct a human flaw? The first thing you've got to do is admit that it's there. That's all. This is not rocket science. It's just the real world.
Common sense to me,
Right. If you go out and you do something bad, what are you supposed to do? Learn from that and not do that bad thing again, or pretend that it didn't happen. You're a good guy. You're Snowy White, and then maybe run off and do it again because you didn't learn the lesson.
Well, yeah. My issue is that every land, every state, everywhere in the world. I mean, they're saying, well, Texas was formed through violence, but yet so was every country that existed.
Well, you have to remember something. Violence is a generic term. There's a couple of different kinds of violence. There's unnecessary violence, that's just stupidity. There's bad violence, that's where one person hurts another. And then there's good violence, where some guy's attacking your sister and you whoop his ass. That is, you're getting violent, and
Yes.
you should. And you should.
Because you're reacting to injustice.
Violence is a tool. It is a tool. You can use it to hurt people, or you can use it to stop people from hurting. It's that simple. So that's, That's the truth about violence.
Now, I want to talk about the so-called, they call themselves white nationalist vanguard, the Sons of Confederacy. Sons of yeah, Sons of the. I know it's crazy, isn't it? Right? I mean, the issue for me, I was like, why would they gather around the actual statue itself to draw attention to the media to try to detract from the message?
Because they're trying to hijack this protest to promote themselves. That's why. That's all in the world it is.
They were trying to infiltrate. They were kicked out from here, so they went over there by the statue.
Right. But they tried coming here. Did you see the video that I put out?
No, I did not.
On the event page?
It's on Facebook?
Yeah, it's on the This Is Texas event page.
Okay, I'm gonna look it up.
And the video's there. If you have trouble finding it, when you text me your number, I'll shoot you a link. Thanks, sir.
Please do. Please do.
But the bottom line is, and this is what really pissed me off so bad, Adam, I made it crystal clear. This is a Texas event. It is not a Confederate event. It's not a Southern Pride event. It's not about the statues in New Orleans. This is about Texas. And if you bring those flags here, those flags are going to be the story, instead of the story being how stupid it is to attack a statue of Sam Houston. So fly a Texas flag, fly Come and Take It, fly Don't Tread on Me, fly something Texas, and leave the Confederate flag for another day. And they just basically said, fuck you, Dave. We're going to fly what we want. Fine, over there. In amongst us, no the hell you're not. And we had to ram that point home. Yeah.
Yes, I heard it. I heard it.
Like we were saying, violence is a tool. So is confrontation. At some point in time, you have to stand up to people to make them understand this I'll let go and this I will not. And we had to do that because.
Yes, I mean, I was really, really happy with the turnout, to be honest. I mean,
so was I.
And you know, you have this myth right here. You have these two gentlemen with guns. Yet it was a very, very peaceful protest. Not a single.
Watch this. Watch this. There were, all total, I bet you there were 2,000 guns here. Because some people had on a rifle or shotgun and a pistol. 2,000 guns in a very confined area. And what do you know? Nobody got hurt.
Well, isn't it interesting when you have?
It's amazing.
Well, yeah, when you have people who are actually believe in the First Amendment. I mean, the Second Amendment the right way.
Right.
I mean, like I was telling a gentleman here about me. Yes, they said, well, why bring your guns anyways? Because you know Antifa's history of violence. So you have to come and defend yourself just in case.
Exactly.
Just in case.
It. We didn't bring these guns here to intimidate anybody or or for any other reason except on the off chance that the other side attacked us and they have a history of doing exactly that, we would be able to defend ourselves.
Well, then
the problem out in Berkeley is, Berkeley's in California, where nobody is allowed to carry the tool with which to defend themselves. And so, when Antifa outnumbered
I grew up in California, I can vouch for that.
Right. And so, when Antifa outnumbered them, and they did not have the tool to fight back with against superior numbers, they got the crap beat out of them. Well, as Joe Rogan said, this ain't Santa Monica, bitch.
And this is nothing but a tool.
Yeah.
You need to put a nail in something, you use a hammer.
Right.
You need to cut something, you use a knife. You need to defend yourself.
That's it. You want to fry an egg? Use a spatula.
Well, in Houston, Texas, go get on some blacktop.
Right. I bet right over there would do. But anyway, this is a point I really want to stress. You had a big group of law-abiding citizens all carrying guns, and guess what went wrong?
Absolutely nothing.
The one negligent discharge?
Nothing. And that's what happens when good guys carry guns. Now, when bad guys carry guns, you've got shootings and robbed liquor stores.
Well, it's always the person behind the weapon.
That's it.
Who determines the actual outcome.
That's it.
Inanimate object. It's not
Yes.
That's right. Never in the history, it drives me crazy when people say that a gun shot somebody. No, it didn't. A gun has never done a damn thing. It's an inanimate, it's going to lay there. And if you leave it laying there for 1,000 years, it'll be right there. A gun never shot anybody. A sorry son of a bitch shot somebody, but a gun never shot anybody. That's it. It has nothing to do with the gun. It's that finger that pulled the trigger.
Well, of course, for a gun to go off, someone has to actually pulled the trigger
That's right.
accidentally on purpose.
That's it.
Either way.
That's it.
Well, you know what? This has been a fantastic interview. I mean, I really came here to see what was up because a friend of mine posted on Facebook. I didn't even know that they were actually coming.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't know they were coming to Houston until just about a week ago.
What the hell's that?
It looks like a little.
Is that Jeremy out of his gear? It looks like him.
I'd like to add one thing.
Oh yes, please, sir. Go ahead.
The Confederate flag and all that, and the other people that were here.
Yes.
There may have been, and I'm gonna be honest with you about it, because I don't know you, and I don't break bread with you, and I don't sleep with you.
Okay, can you tell me what your name is
My
first?
name is Paul Spear.
Paul Spear. Henry
There may
Graves.
have been people in here today who felt the exact same way those other people did.
Mm-hmm.
Racists. However, as he said, it was about the sovereignty of Texas, Texas history, and the statue. That's the only thing we're here for.
Yeah, because I believe statues are part of symbols of history, and you wipe away these symbols, you're really taking away a person's heritage.
That's right.
And it's all about respecting everyone's heritage. You can be proud of your own heritage, and also respect other people's heritage.
That's what I don't get. I will never understand why some people have to hate others in order to be proud of themselves. Where the hell does that come from?
Well,
you do you and let other people do other people.
Well, it's all about low self-esteem. Because I'm happy with your life.
Make you feel worse,
I feel better. That's it.
Yeah, so it's a way to bring up my self-esteem by
Right.
bringing down your
And
self-esteem.
to me, that's just,
Of course, as pretty as I am, I don't get that.
well, that's just stupid, you know. And so you know what? Let me just get real blunt here. I'm a white guy. I know a bunch of black. Yeah, amazing.
I'm out.
I know a whole lot of black people. There are some of them that I don't really want to have anything to do with, and then there are some of them that I really want to be friends with.
Oh, thank you.
And it all comes down to what kind of person are they? How do they behave? Are they decent, honest, respectable, or are they trash? And the exact same thing goes for my fellow white folks. I know a bunch of them that I wouldn't piss on if they were on fire. They're not worth it. And that's just the truth. You know, but you're the only one. So far, y'all are all right. Cool. Exactly.
Dr. King was 100% right. You judge a man by his character.
Content of his character. That's it. That's it. You know,
Yeah, well, this Quano X, I mean, what did exactly? I mean, when did this happen?
Race baiter.
Well, of course.
There's
Nothing else.
Yeah, I'll tell you what Quano X is. He is a political prostitute. And here's what I mean by that. And you can tell him I said it, because I've told him I said it, and I mean it. The way he makes his money is to get black folks stirred up. Sometimes it's legit, and when it is, we'll stand with him. But probably 2/3 of the time, he stirs them up when there is nothing to be stirred up about. And he does that because his spiel is, look at all this bad that's going on. I'll fix it, but I gotta get $5. That's what he does. Do you remember the McDonald's thing? About a year and a half ago, there was a black man owns a McDonald's, and it kept getting robbed.
Yes.
And finally, Quano X came out and held a news conference and said, you know, if the cops can't find you, we'll hunt you down ourselves. I found out later from a contact I have in law enforcement, he was paid $4,500 to make that statement. Now, Quanell, if that's wrong, come out in public and say it's wrong. I'm saying in public that that's what I heard, so you tell me different. That's the problem with Quanell X. Look, if there's an honest to goodness racist situation, I'm there. But when there's not, and you create one, what are you doing? You're driving a wedge between everybody, and you're keeping us apart.
Well, it's called a race hustler. I mean, that's what it is. I mean,
That's a good term.
I mean, a race hustler.
A race hustler.
I mean, you know to say about the hustles, right? How you make your money? Well, you make this money
That's
off
it.
agitation of different races.
Now, let me make this crystal clear. Look, you're never going to get rid of racism, so it's always
It's
going
a
to be
human
there.
flaw.
So if you have a genuinely racist incident, every decent person in the world is down for that. We will show up and stand there, and that's just the way it is. But don't create one when there ain't one.
The best way to get rid of racism is just stop talking about it. I mean, you're not white. To me, you're David. I mean,
good.
We're all human beings.
That's it.
Yeah, we're
You know-
people. I mean, it's
Color
why
is
do you
just-
have to be a black man? Why do I have to be a Hispanic? Why do you have to be?
Yeah, the color
you
thing
know,
is just part of society. That's what they
Right.
want us. We're all human beings. We're all the same.
Just
I
like
think
why
some
would
of
you
it-
stop talking
We're all
about it.
bleed
I
the same
think some
color
of it
blood.
comes from.
Y'all
I
better
think
start
some of it
thinking
comes
like
from
that
people.
about old people.
Well,
Yeah, because your ass gonna be old one day. I'm
gonna be.
getting there. I'm getting
when I
there.
mean humans, it's from the day you're born to the day you die. So it doesn't matter what age.
That's it. I think some of it comes from, like you were saying, just a low self-esteem. They don't think much of themselves. So if they can make somebody else feel worse, now they feel better.
Well, I've done my own studies about these groups. The Vanguard and the White Nationalist group is. I noticed a lot of them are very poor and they're looking for someone to blame
Yeah.
for their own
For their
problems.
lot in life. That's it.
Like that old fucker said, this is white America. You call me a racist? You're damn right I'm a racist. We want our country back. I mean,
But you also have to respect the fact that he actually openly admits that he's racist.
he did it.
Yeah. No, I'm saying.
Now, there is something I want to say here.
Yes, sir.
What they call reverse racism against white people just because they're white, that's just as bad as the old racism. Racism is racism. If you have a problem with somebody just because of this shit, well, then you're a dumbass. A straight up dumbass. And you're going to miss out on a lot of decent people. You know, I would love to get on a flight and sit next to Neil deGrasse Tyson. I'm not much of a science geek, but I kind of like it. I watch Star Talk. Yes, that's right. I watch Star Talk. I love that guy. And so to refuse to have anything to do with a man like that, just because he looks different than you, is the dumbest thing under the sun. And it works in reverse. And that's,
Well, I
look,
mean,
at the end of the day,
yeah, no one can change what you're born as.
right. And here's the bottom
Why
line.
does it has to matter? That's my question.
Well, it has to matter because it has to be classified people so that they can stay divided.
If you were wanting to classify people, you're instigating racism.
That's right.
I mean, why do we have to be classified?
Well, it's the
Why?
same like a job application. Why does that race box exist except for HR to try to group people in different ways?
And I put that I'm black, that I'm Asian, that I'm
Well,
Hispanic, that I'm
you know
white.
the one thing. You know the one thing that's a real oppression in the world is scared to death of. This. Let's join in hands. and stand
You could put
together.
butt.
Honestly,
You
when
can
it
put
comes to
mine.
job applications, they don't ask what race you are. That only happens.
That's
when-
starting to go away.
That's-
It's called optional.
On the official.
Yeah.
Not on that job application. Mostly, it's only when you go to doctors or other types of services they ask you for that.
Well, but
But still.
that has a reason though, because there's some
Yeah.
illnesses that are just.
Well, yeah, when it comes
that
to
are-
stuff like that, but on a job application, that's against the law to ask
Right.
you what you're, what race you're from.
My
Yeah, but
son-
still.
That's
just
why they make it
if-
optional.
Get-
But still,
Get this one. My
Any-
son just graduated high school, and he's going to do his first year at probably San Jack, maybe HCC. Anyway, there was the ethnicity question on the application, and in the box that says other with the line, he put Nunya. That's what he wrote. Now, he's a white boy, but he's got the right idea about that. And here's what it comes down to, and it's as simple as this, folks. Human beings are tribal. We are. We always have been. And probably always will be. That's why even after attempted forced segregations, folks just sort of naturally migrated out amongst people that they had the most in common with. At the same time, those same guys from the two different areas will go get on a football team together and fight side by side. That's what Bill Curry calls the miracle of team. It all depends on how you define your tribe. If you're in the military, it doesn't matter what color the American soldier is next to you. All that matters is he's an American soldier. And if you're white and he's black and the enemy's white, you're going to fight the white man over that black guy because he's your buddy. So it all depends on how you define your tribe. If you really want to help this country, we need to start defining our tribe as Americans. That's it. Well, yes, that's what I do. Now
so
here's-
then what's the law of the land first? Texas Constitution or the American Constitution?
Yes.
well,
No, which one comes first?
for those that aren't from Texas, it's hard for them to understand. But we were our own country. That's something to be proud of. Now, nothing against New Jersey. Y'all were your own so if you've got something to be proud of about New Jersey, be proud about it. I'm proud to be from Texas, and by God, I'll let you know.
Yeah, you said, yeah, 5th generation Texan.
Sixth
6th generation
Sixth,
Texan.
1844, when my family first got on Mama's side.
Mama side.
When my family first got here. That's right.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much. This was a fantastic interview,
Thank you.
sir.
Thank you.
Thanks so much. I'm gonna post it on YouTube.
Text with your,
Yeah, I can do it. I can do it right now.
yeah, send me
Not
a
a
text
problem.
with your name and the publication, and I'll go check it out.